Sorry,
Hey,
I did not, I did not,
hey,
I did not know I was gonna have that much fun.
hey, of course you knew you were going to have this much fun. Are
You're
you
bringing
kidding
back
me?
so much, you're bringing back so much memories, man.
Dude,
And it's,
it's
we know what's good is that sometimes I just see in your face that you know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about all of this cuz I went through the same stuff, but we are recording again. So, I wanted to know though. This is the other part. Is like I get your mom pushed education and then you had to learn English. But like you went from taking a couple classes or whatever with say second language peop English people as well to then becoming an all academic with Maine for 4 years. So how do you pull that off?
Um, Great resources around. When you go to college, that's probably the biggest thing I miss. I mean, you've been through it. I mean, from the facilities to, you have people that train and stuff like that. But no, so the year before I went to Maine, believe it or not, I was working in a factory. I was making electric cables, and in the summer, I did that for 3 months. I was making great money. I was making $500 and 42 clear per week. I was able to buy Bud Lights, at the time. Um, Felt good, but it was a hard working job, man. It was 102 degrees in the factories and things like that, and that was kind of just a wake up call to say, hey, maybe it's a good idea. Go to college, you got an offer. Why don't you try that? Um, so
So you realized how hard to try at school and you tried at school.
I no, I just did what I needed to do. So classes were 15 minutes or hour 15. I didn't think it was hard for me, and you can call anybody that about my time. I mean, I was not perfect as a leader. Uh, but I went to class. I just went to class. I it was school over hockey type of thing. But I just, the biggest thing that they taught me is just how to manage, uh, your family, your school. But I wanted to play because I had to sit out. So my first year, so I had to do some good stuff in school. I had to get my grades up and prove them that I can speak English and play hockey and blah blah blah. Uh, I knew I could.
I would say if you were 4 time all academic team, I would say you proved you could speak English and do school and do hockey. I think it's very impressive. I when I saw that today, I was very impressed. Like I really was. That's pretty cool. Um,
So, it goes hand in hand. I'm just the last thing on that. So, with the CJEP classes, so I went 2 years. That's the big thing I did. So I was able to transfer some classes from there because it's similar to college or and university here in the States. And then, but what I did is my first semester I ended up taking 6 classes because I wanted to possibly be eligible for the second half. And then I did all my 6 classes, did really well because all I was doing, I didn't know anybody. So all I was doing, the hockey team, I wasn't part of it. Like I wasn't eligible to do anything with them. So I was just like a regular student my full first year. Thank God I ended up meeting a bunch of good people, man. Uh, that will be definitely entire new episode.
yeah,
But Roommate from Quebec people, French people, and this and that. But just getting involved in the call in the university itself. But
you would
um,
have known so many more people than just being a hockey player that first year. You like it would have carried through as a hockey player for the next 4 years, eh?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
because the weird thing too is that you get into the whole age, man. I was able to. I was so old that I was able to go to the bar.
Mhm.
So, but then you get. I recruited some kids that were 16 years old that I knew were never gonna make it to
Yeah.
the bar.
Okay.
Literally,
Well, you know
my
what?
last year.
You still have like we've been going a while, and we are not even into pro. It's enough's enough. Enough's enough.
Yes,
I want to know.
yes. Well,
Next
yeah.
question. Next question is is you got 40 plus points 3 times. You're a 2-time All-American, but you're old as balls. So, what are the options going to pro as a 37-year-old? Sorry, 26. 25?
Yeah. Honestly, man, I mean, times I don't know. I don't know why. I think it's just bad agent, or I don't know. I went the Toronto Marlies, New York Rangers, and things like that. Right after college, I I ended up going to Toronto, but Toronto. Now that I look at back at it, you know what I mean? It just I'm like, no, you should have sent me to Columbus. It was a brand new organization, you know. Like I was just a free agent. I talked to Doug Gilmore, and there's like 70, 17 kids on $500,000 contract right in front of me that I signed as just a $60,000 contract. But those are the things now that you know you've been part of it that
Well,
you
that's the
understand.
things you learn, right? And like
Right.
with the agents, man, they a lot of times have so many players and so many other conversations and discussions that like when it comes down to it, it really like these kids need to know it's like their decision. Like you got to go with your gut. Like I did the same thing where I went with Columbus where they hated me because they'd guaranteed it to me, where I could have gone to Toronto and had a fresh start. It's all, and like I knew that, and I just listened to my agent, and I wasn't like a man yet. I didn't wasn't like, no, I'm not doing that. I want to do
Yeah.
this, right? And you're not you're too young to make some of those decisions, right?
Yeah. But you're looking at, I'm sure you're looking at some of the NHL right now. Go, I can't believe the Canadians pulled that one out Toronto and then bam four. Anyway, another topic. But you're watching hockey right now. It's like the 20 years old just makes mistakes after mistakes and just get back on the ice. It's like that's
Yeah.
not what happened to you and me. You make
No.
one mistake, it's like, see ya.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
if you did have one mistake in a game, you were done for the night. In the AHL, you got there and you made a mistake, you're done. And
yeah.
you see these guys, and like some of the goals that are happening in overtimes, you're like, if I made that play, that cost the team the game. And like those guys are back in the lineup the next night. And it's like, where is the accountability now? Like these guys all are just making plays and easy breezy, but it's all about speed and being young and fast. It's not about like making the right play all the time, I guess.
Yeah. But
Anyways, okay, we got sidetracked again. You're in the Marlies. So you leave Maine, and what I saw
okay.
is you played 3 games and you got 2 goals. That's pretty good for out of college, eh?
Yes, that was my tryout right after college. I did really good.
Did they
Learned
give you some
learned
ice
a,
time those games?
no, that was exact. I mean, that was exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, Waldo, you know me. You and I are very, very, very similar in how we play. We slow it down and we understand. I mean, uh, Kucherov. I see a lot of you and I and Kucherov where it's like you constantly slow it down and just chip it there, get it back, get it back. But um,
You didn't get a big opportunity when you got there.
so my first year I played 41 games, and out of that 41 games, uh, I love this quote right here. You're gonna love it. Please use it. For about 25 to 30 games, I was part of the grocery stick line. which separates the defenseman from the forward really well.
Yeah.
Guys, we want to make sure you guys are good. Defenseman over there, forward. There's a game, man. I had that 10 seconds, full game. The coach said, "All right, lads, you're up." Sure, boom, penalty. 10 seconds later, oh no, come back. I went on for 10 seconds, and I'm like, I'm playing on the fourth lines with the goon. I'm like I'm a power play guy. I'm like, what? You give me 2 tries in the practice. You give me 2 tries on the practice. I try to sauce something, and then see you, leave.
Well, and then they don't even give you the right sticks to sauce it correctly. But like the thing is I did the exact same thing. I literally left college and played on the fourth line with the goons, and I never got a chance. And I literally played a game one time. I'll never forget this one. It was the most annoying game I've ever been a part of in my life. It was a kids game, like in the middle of the afternoon on like a Friday, where the classes come to the game at like 1 PM, and they literally all just scream the whole game. Like they weren't cheering, they were just like screaming and loud. And I went out for one shift in the first period. My line completely dominated. We cycled them the whole shift, almost scored, and then I never played another shift the rest of the game. And I was like, well, I would get it if I had actually messed up this time, but now I just don't get it.
Well, you know where you and I are actually too good is sometimes that the answer, like same thing at the AHL trial, they cut you, right? Oh, well, you anticipate too much. Or you gotta improve your speed. Yeah, thanks, Steve. Thanks, Steph, man. What the fuck, man? Tell me something I don't fucking know. I'm +2. I feel good about myself. I didn't bury anybody, but
it was a different game. It was a totally different game when we got into it. Totally different game. So you play 1 year, don't get much of a chance, and sounds very similar to mine, but I'm mainly in the East Coast where I actually get to play first line. I actually kind of enjoyed it. I would have much rather done that than what the AHL was that year, man. That sounds like a tough grind. Was it?
Not that bad actually. Toronto was, despite the whole ice time. Ice time was the grind, but the rest of it was fine.
Okay.
Ooh, I might be onto something right there.
Okay, so after you're done though, that was like a 1-season AHL deal, I'm assuming, and then you go to.
Nope, I had a 2-year deal with Toronto. 1 year with an option, but I didn't take the option. I just wanted to play hockey. I don't want to sit down.
Yeah. So then where did you go then? You went to Manchester Monarchs and Charlotte, right?
Yeah, Manchester Monarchs in the American Hockey League. Played the PTO for 25, and they wanted to re-sign me, but I was just I wasn't playing. I probably lost confidence. If you want to be completely honest about my entire, I wasn't. I don't know, man.
Well, I think I know what it is.
I wasn't me. I wasn't me.
I was the exact same in the AHL. I was the exact same. It's because guys like us, that are skilled guys and like power play guys.
You're asking me to go bury this guy.
Yeah.
I don't want to go bury. Let me read the plays.
Right, but like you just don't. You're not feeling the puck either. You're not feeling the puck, and you're not feeling the game. And then all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, now go out," and you're like, "Okay," and then you go out, and you're like, It's almost like you're nervous because like you've been sitting there so long, and then your legs don't work because you've been sitting there so long. Where there are guys that are used to sitting there all game. That's what they do. Like, and we never had done that our whole lives, and we'd never done it until we get to the AHL. And then all of a sudden we just sit there all game.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, so then you go to the East Coast and you're back to feeling it, right? You're in Charlotte in the coast now.
Yeah.
So now you're back to playing, right?
I mean, just exactly what I've been telling you about. I had a great general manager, great owner. When I moved there, Again, I had an offer as a contract, $50,000 probably, and $50,000 to go back to the Toronto Marlies. They took my option and reduced it from. I was making 60. They said my option was 70, and they said no, we're not taking your option anymore. We're going to 50. I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
So
You want to be wanted. Yeah.
right, so I ended up going to Charlotte, and um, became a captain. Then some young good players. I mean, there's still some guys playing right now. Uh, but again, just being the old guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess you'd already be like what 20. I guess you're 27 or 8 by then, eh? Because you get into pro so late.
Right? No, yeah, correct.
Yeah,
27.
well, it is weird that I guess that's the one thing about this pod of most people is you're getting into the whole thing late. You're getting in like well, nowadays way late because nowadays if you're not in the NHL by 20, that's it. But
Yeah.
anyways, Charlotte, I had a couple questions because I did check out the roster to see if I knew anyone, and actually, a couple former Potters is Deeds. Devin Didiametti was on the team for 15 games and had 128 penalty minutes. And he was episode about 15-ish. But I'm curious, like, do you remember that?
Do you know him?
I do now. We've potted together. Yeah.
Devin is we spend a lot of time together.
He's a beauty. Absolute beauty.
I was gonna say. Talk about work ethic. Some people, I mean, the mental work ethic and work hard, like not as skill as you and I, but
what could give her? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He knew what he had to do to make it, and he was going to do it, right?
Yes. Him and I are good buddies. Not good buddies. I see him on Facebook, but yes, yeah. Beauty is the best word to describe him.
Yeah, no, he was on that team, and I also saw, which I don't think it was very long, but Hendo was on that team too. Trevor Hendricks, but very short. I don't know how many games it was, but do you know him?
Yeah, man. Trevor, actually, he played for a while. We played together for a bit, man. Trevor has got this full thing going on online. He's which I never thought. Trevor was as tough as they get, really, like.
Well, he's one of my best buddies. He's from Cardiff. I played with him as a rookie in Dayton, and then again in Cardiff as my last year.
I love the stuff that he's got going on right now. I can't. He keeps popping up on my Facebook all the time.
With the Hendricks hockey there.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, he's good at what he's doing, and he actually ran Colby's hockey team through a little thing the other week there, and he did great. Like he's doing great, man.
Yeah. Man, Charlotte was a blast, man, buddy.
You had some good dudes there, eh?
Oh fuck, we had a great guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I mean, I can't even. Yeah, probably like a dozen more.
When I look at some of the rosters, like especially when I'm interviewing a guy around my age, like literally every team you pull up, you're like, wow. I know a handful. It's like, well, who are you going to bring up?
I would have ended my career in Charlotte, North Carolina. Honestly, Derek Wilkinson. You know Derek at all?
Yeah.
Those guys are amazing.
I think actually, yeah. Anyways,
those two were the coaches, but they were just.
I think the Wilkinson guys he has something to do with Western Michigan. I think his old man or something.
No, Derek and Jason are Charlotte Checkers in the AHL now. The only reason why I went to Europe.
But I think they went. I think they're a Western Michigan before, like way before that. Like I think they have some. I think Wilkinson, his old man, or something. Unless I'm thinking of a different Wilkinson. But anyways,
the goalie.
Whatever. So anyways, I got another question for you then. So how do you go from that? I guess you're in the coast. You're the captain. You're loving it. But then how do you decide to go to Heillbronner, and how does that even happen? Like, how do you go to Germany? How does it happen? How do you get in contact with Germany? Because I know my
I think,
story.
yeah, my agent. I think, yeah, my agent, the agent, somewhere, somehow.
So
But yeah,
you were just done then in the coast, and you go to Heilbronn, I guess, for 3 years, eh?
yeah, yeah. Then my agent, which, yeah, no names. Yeah,
That's what he got for you then out of the coast, right?
yeah. That's my no. The same agent that I had out of college put me to that same league in Germany. He knew Rico. Ended up calling him. Rico called me. I was living in Bar Harbor, Maine at the time, and then they offered me a good contract, and I said, "Let's go." And next thing you know, 5 months later, I just drop off at whatever that rink, and then they just say, "Hey, here's the keys to the Mercedes B2000," and then there you go. I'm gonna drive you to your apartment, and then
Oh
see,
man, those
see you
days
there.
when yeah, those days when you first get dropped off in Germany, like you first get off the plane, they're like, "Well, here's your car and here's your apartment," and you're like, "Well, I guess we're going to figure it out from here." You got to
The
find the
guy, the
grocery
guy.
store. You got to find like toilet paper. You got to find food.
Oh, buddy, I remember those days like it is yesterday. I mean, my wife and I having a conversation at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, you sleeping? No, I'm not. Like, that's 6 hour time change out here. What the hell? We don't have no milk, no food. We don't know what the hell we're doing. There's actually metal blinds that comes out the windows. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh man, some of the
But
things
man,
like
they went like this. They said, "Do you know how to drive a car?" I said, "Yeah." Okay, perfect, good. They go, they go, good. Well, my first year, say, "All right, follow me." I go,
oh
very
yeah,
cool.
yeah,
He goes, lights over here, here, over here. I go, wow.
well, and then it's just standard too, right? And like there's the North Americans that come over that can't drive standard, and the wives that can't drive standard. And every season, like it all is very interesting if you got new North American new imports in Europe or if they've been there before. Because if they've been there before, you're all like, it's like when we met each other, we're like, hey, like we've been doing this. Yeah, we know what we're doing. But like, there's still times where you're like, hey, like, what did you do here? What did you do there? And, but those new guys that like that first year we had Fish, David Fisher, great player, first round draft pick to the Canadians, and has had a great career over there, and he didn't know anything when he got over there, right? Like, and he was just what was he like 20 something years old, and we were trying to help him, right?
Yes, fishy. Yes.
He's still going, man. I think he's like still in like Austria or something.
Oh, I would love to talk to him.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him since either. But anyways, moving on. We talked about Heilbronn enough, and I think we've been running very long. So you Elite Prospects tells me is you did decide after we have kids to play one more season in the Quebec League. So you were you in Maine then, or why were you play like what was going on there? What's going on? Why are you playing in for the St. George de Beauce Cool FMs?
Um, Semi-pro league, baby.
Yeah, there's a lot of fighting and
Like,
stuff, right?
1 year, and that's all I did. 1 year only. Um, yeah, no, I had a good time. Met some good people out there, but just a good old school Canadian league. Um,
And you were done with that nonsense.
I mean, um, no, I mean it's actually a really good league, man. They just
Well, there were
they
good
have this.
players in there, man. The guys I saw
Uh,
leaving Europe were all going there.
there's
Everybody was
tons.
going there.
Yeah, there's tons of good player. I got paid pretty good out there. There's just a lot of um, dysfunction as far as like who owns the teams and this and that and blah blah blah. Yes, I need to go for one of those too.
Well, we're almost done anyways.
But no, yeah, St. George was great. I played with Stéphane Goulet. You might know he played in Bietigheim, I think. Steph Goulet.
Yeah, I didn't play with them, but
Yeah.
no, I know there were some great players there. Like Doug Andrus, I played with in Bietigheim. He played there for
Dougie.
yeah.
Yes, I saw him that year too. But it was just it's a fighting. It's crazy. You know, it's good. It's good when you can play hockey, but yeah.
Yeah, when the other stuff's happening, you're like, come on. Yeah.
I mean, one of the games, the clock was went down 3 seconds that I was on the bench for like an hour and a half. It was fight and fight. I just, you know, they didn't even start the clock. It was just one fight after the other. So for 15 seconds, I'm just like, come on, man. So they just went, no, fight. And I'm like, I was like, I need to warm up again. I'm gonna blow a groan out there.
I find that stuff very exciting. I really enjoyed watching the fights. I always liked it. I just some of the things I'd see what guys do, and you're like, geez, how can that be worth it? Like, man. But then
have you watched Tough Guys?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So here's the beauty, the chance I had to play with is Kevin Westgard, man.
Well, I played against him. He was in Belfast.
I mean, I partied with Kevin Westgard and Teddy Purcell and some of those guys with the. Oh man, but Westgard, I mean, beauty, bunch of beauties.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's got to be hard, like, to be a fighter like that. But I would say that's about like that's it for the career. I think we've covered everything.
How many fights have you got? Have you got? I've seen you getting angry a little bit, but I'm trying.
Yeah, no, I fought. I would say in like my career, I wouldn't. I think my rookie year in the coast, I got in like 5 to 6 just by doing dirty things that I didn't know because I was in college, and then I do them because I used to do them in college, and then I realized that a 6'5" guy was going to come out and kill me after. And then there was a couple times where I had like third man ins to save me. And that's when I was like, okay, I can't do those things anymore. Because my buddies were getting suspended to save me. And that's not good. But okay, I think this is about it. Do you got anything else before we shut her down and just catch up in general?
You asked me.
He's in the fridge right now, folks. I better shut it down before he gets carried away. And that has been another episode of 2 Ales and Hockey Tales with Leveille and Wally.